Welcome to the Love Hub channel, where we discuss matters of the heart and give relationship advice to women. In today's episode, we are going to talk about how guys deal with breakups. If this video will resonate with you, feel free to like, share, and subscribe to the Love Hub channel, and let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. Method number 1, avoidance. This is the most common strategy on how guys deals with breakups. Research has found that decreased contact is the preferred method of guys when it comes to dealing with broken relationships. It's normal to feel awkward when breakup happens. We tend to avoid the person we had a relationship with. This is so that we don't get hurt more. Men will often employ this tactic when intimacy was historically low with a mate and there's little likelihood of maintaining a friendship. If he is avoiding you because you just went through a breakup, then don't take it against him. After all, your relationship just ended and he needs the time and space to deal with this. In all likelihood, he is trying to move on and he deserves to have that space. Method number 2, truth distortion. This is not that popular, unlike avoidance, but some guys will engage in various forms of distortion as a post-breakup strategy. This is their way of coping with the end of your relationship. Here's an example of this. When your friends are asking you about your breakup, and then you say, "I'm doing fine, and I've never really liked him." That is an example of truth distortion. Because you aren't doing fine, and you did really like him. You're almost like in a denial phase. The truth hurts, so you're denying it. You are making up a different story in your head so you can cope with the pain and hurt of a breakup. This is normal, and some guys do this. Method number 3, incremental withdrawal of support. Big words, I know, but the concept is really simple. One way that a guy will deal with breakup is by slowly cutting off emotional support. He will become less available to talk and discuss problems with you. He will also not be available to provide you any comfort. This usually happens when the breakup is impending. To shield himself emotionally from the pain, he begins to slowly withdraw from you, and that is a normal human reaction. I'm sure that girls do it too. Method number 4, permanent timeout. Another way guys deal with breakups is having a permanent timeout from the relationship. This is a cruel strategy sometimes used by men. The guy might say something like, "Maybe we should have some space from each other." When you translate it into his interpretation, it means that he's calling things off. It's his way of lessening his emotional pain. But this isn't right because in a way, he's ghosting you. Instead of having an open and honest conversation with you, he's basically saying, "Let's just have space from each other and we may get back in the future." But he actually has no intention of letting that happen. So it is cruel because the timeout is permanent, you just don't know it. Method number 5, acting like a jerk. One of the popular methods when it comes to dealing with breakups is by being a jerk. Maybe he'll deliberately become obnoxious, rude, argumentative, or just outright nasty. Usually this message implies, "You hurt me, now I'm going to hurt you too." The more intense the ugliness, the higher the guy's level of pain. The approach makes the man feel worse due to intense feelings of guilt, but sometimes they just can't help being jerks. Now, girls can be really cruel too when it comes to breakups, but this is just one of the ways that guys may deal with it. They end up acting like jerks. It's a way to push you away. It's a way to free them from whatever emotional pain or guilt that he may be feeling. He just doesn't want to deal with it. Method number 6, directly breaking up with you. This could be very painful, but at the same time, it's the honest way to end things. It's just a sudden end to your romance. Unfortunately, sometimes you're not given a chance to make a choice. A popular statement might be, "This isn't working out, we're done." Men who take this approach are usually very direct and have alpha characteristics. If there is one thing that you can benefit from this, it can be that there is no misunderstanding and mixed signals involved. You know where he stands. Now, it may hurt, but at least you get to move on. Method number 7, dating other people. Another approach that some guys will use to deal with breakups is to date other people. A typical line would be, "Maybe you should start dating another guy. It's just not working out between us." It also means that maybe you are in the wrong relationship. You must find a better connection with someone else. Find the right vibe. If your boyfriend starts leaving you hints like this, like you should start dating another guy, or maybe I'm not the right one for you and we should look at other people, well, this is his way of saying he's going to be looking elsewhere and you should try it too. Method number 8, the blame game. When cycles of negativity become a pattern, a man will sometimes search for the blame game approach. A popular example of this is when a couple starts talking about their problems, the guy will start blaming everything on his girlfriend with the goal of forcing the relationship to end. This is intentionally done. He does it because it's the easiest way to end a relationship. And sadly, this is a form of gaslighting. When relationships are coming to an end, it can be emotionally painful and mentally draining. But it's important for you to try to be as strong as you can be. Because when relationships fall apart, you don't want to be brought down by it. When your boyfriend starts blaming you for every single thing that went wrong in your relationship, it's important to remember that not all of this is your fault and that most likely he's just gaslighting you. You have to remember that you both tried your best and that maybe the relationship just isn't working. Now, it's also possible that he just wasn't a very good boyfriend and he just wants to leave. It's also possible that you may have not been the best girlfriend on the planet and he has a reason to go. When relationships end, it's very painful and it's easy to get lost in all the blaming and all the arguments. It's important for you to try to keep your head as cool as possible because you don't want to be dragged down with the end of your relationship. You want to be able to move on. You want to be able to experience as little pain as possible. And if you allow yourself to get dragged into all that negativity, you won't be able to move on. It will take a long time. Remember, you have a soulmate out there. If you don't let go of a broken relationship, you might miss out on the chance to be with the right person. So chin up and move on.